For example, many of us aren't aware of the time that Muhammad al-Fatih, rahimahullah, fought against Dracula. You've heard of Dracula before? When I say Dracula, you're probably thinking of a vampire. And you're saying, yeah, Musa, you're telling me that Muhammad al-Fatih fought a vampire? What's next? He fought Superman? No. Dracula was a real man. There was a real man named Dracula, and he ruled over the southern part of the country of what we call today Romania. Now, Muhammad al-Fatih, rahimahullah, as he began to advance into Eastern Europe, for example, Bosnia, Serbia, Hungary, all of these lands, the people of Wallachia, of southern Romania, they wanted to fight against the Ottomans. However, they were very weak, and so they had to make a peace deal with him. So as part of this peace deal, Muhammad al-Fatih, rahimahullah, he said to the ruler, he said, you have to send me 2 of your sons, and we will send them to Istanbul to be educated. So he sent his 2 sons. One was named Vlad, and one was named Radu. Now Vlad is the one who we know as Dracula, because the word Dracula, it means son of Dracul, which was the name of his father. Dracul, it means shaitan, it means a devil. So he's the son of shaitan, and this is actually quite relevant. It's rather fitting when you hear about this man. What happened was, they went to Constantinople, they studied about Islam, and his brother actually became Muslim. So the brother of Dracula, Radu, became a Muslim. He memorized the Quran, he studied so much, and even Dracula studied the Quran even though he wasn't a Muslim. He spoke Arabic, he spoke Persian, he spoke Turkish, and of course Romanian and other languages. And later on, he was sent back to his country, Radu remained, and he became the ruler of his country. Because the Ottomans realized they can't send a Muslim to rule over the country because they're Christians. They wanted to send Vlad, Dracula, so that they could get him there and then defeat him in a war, and they would rule the country. However, Dracula, he decided that he wasn't going to do what the Sultan wanted. The Sultan sent him 2 emissaries, 2 people to come speak with him, and they said to him, you must pay us the jizya. Now that you're the ruler of the country, you have to pay us jizya. And so Dracula, he said to them, if you want to step inside of my court, you have to take off your turban. And so they said, no, we won't remove it for you. We're not going to remove it for a kafir. So he said, take it off. Again, they refused. So he told someone to come with some very big nails and hammers, and he said, if they refuse to remove it for me, then they will never remove it again. And he commanded that their turbans be nailed into their heads. And of course, this in effect killed them. So this was an act of war. Dracula had decided that he wanted to go to war with the Islamic State. And so Muhammad al-Fatih, rahimahullah, he sent a massive army to go fight against them. But Dracula, because of his tactics and the fact that he knew the Ottomans very well, he was able to defeat them on some occasions. Now what he did is what really makes him stand out as being an absolute devil. Dracula, what he did is when they would kill a person, or sometimes they wouldn't even kill them, they would capture them, he did something which is called impaling. Now if you haven't heard of impaling, it's a pretty gruesome thing to start to describe. What they would do is they would get a very, very big stick. They'd make it sharp at one end, they would insert it through your backsides, pass it through your body until it comes out of your mouth. They would impale them, they would pass this through their body. A lot of the time they would be alive as well. And this is how they would kill them. And then they would put this in the ground, then impale the next person, put him next to him. And the Ottoman army, when they went to go check on their troops, they found that on one of the very long roads leading to the capital of this area, they found 20,000 Muslims impaled along the sides of this road. Imagine this. And if we suffer today, no doubt we suffer as Muslims today. But things like this, you can't really compare. 20,000 of them impaled. You can imagine how Muhammad al-Fatih, rahimahullah, he feels. To see even one Muslim killed is too much. But to mutilate their bodies after this was something which was, beyond what was acceptable. And so he decided to send Radu, who was the brother of Dracula. He sent him to go fight against his own brother. And eventually Radu, rahimahullah, he was able to actually eventually catch up with his brother. This is after he commits so many more atrocities. Even the Christians, they started to back off from him. Because what happened was he, being Romanian, he was Orthodox.